Once upon a time, there was a time in my life when I believed that confidence was something you had to feel before you could take actions. I once lived in a home where I learned how to endure. As a student of Ajowa State Primary and Secondary School, free books were made available to all, but I was never allowed to go get them. Not because there was no money, but because I was expected to manage. So I managed. I used my guidance, children, old exercise book. I erased their pencil marks carefully so that I could write my own notes, page after page. And every time I erased those pages, I said to myself, it's fine. Deep down, I knew it wasn't fine. It wasn't just about books. It was about value. It was about feeling like I had to shrink myself to survive. I remember then in Ajowa State, there was one person that has the perfect description of confidence. She was Chiamaka. Oh, Chiamaka. Chiamaka was my ideal description of confidence. Chiamaka had all the support. Chiamaka had all the textbooks I wanted. Chiamaka, whenever she speaks, she sounds strong. She sounds loud. But I wasn't. I didn't feel brave. I didn't feel powerful. Most days, I didn't even feel considered. But life has a way of teaching you lessons you don't learn in classrooms. Years after years, on the outside, I looked well. But on the inside, I was slowly questioning my worth. Oh, have you ever been in a place for so long that you began to normalize what was breaking you? I did, and here is what I discovered. Confidence doesn't always arrive with noise. It doesn't always come with applause. For me, it came as a quiet decision. One ordinary day, after years of adjusting, something shifted inside of me. No noise, no drama, just a clear thought. This is enough. I wish I could tell you I felt fearless in that moment. I didn't. I was scared. I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know how things would work out. But I made a decision, and that decision was to leave. Not because I felt confident, but because I decided that I was worth better. And that was my turning point. My hands were shaking when I walked away. My heart was uncertain, but something inside of me was firm. For the first time, I chose myself, and that is confidence. Not a feeling, but a decision. Have you ever been in a place for so long that you began to wonder what was going on? That was my case. But that decision changed everything. That decision moved my life forward. I know confidence. I've learned that confidence is not the absence of fear. It is the movement despite fear. It is choosing growth over comfort. It is walking away from what diminishes you. Even when staying will seem easier. Wait. Oh, wait until you are ready. Wait until you feel strong. Wait until you feel confident. But if I had waited to feel confident, I would still be waiting. Confidence is not loud. Sometimes it is a quiet strength. Sometimes it is a boundary. Sometimes it is a young woman deciding she will no longer accept less than she deserves. Today, I do not stand before you because I have never felt fear. I stand before you because I have learned not to let fear decide for me. Confidence is not something you wait to feel. It is something you decide to live. You decide to apply. You decide to grow. You decide to speak. And the feeling, it comes later. I didn't feel confident when I left, but I made a decision that I was worth more. And that decision changed the directions of my life. Dear friends, what is that one thing that you need to decide today? Do you need to decide about that relationship? Do you need to decide about starting your self-development program today? Do you need to decide about starting your business without overthinking or without waiting to feel ready? Because confidence is not a feeling, it is a decision. And that decision can start today. Thank you.